Hi everybody, it's Julie at Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, coming back to you on Saturday, June 2nd for Flosstube number 21. It's been a couple weeks. I've got a lot to show you because I'm still doing the 50 starts for Stitch Mania. Yep, that's still going on. I gotta be honest, it's not really fun anymore. I mean, I guess I kind of knew that could happen. It was going to become kind of a burden, but I'm just over it. I'm just ready to be done. I've still got like 9 days left, and I'm just done. I'm done. But, I'm almost there. I'm in the home stretch. It's just been hard. Like, we had company for Memorial Day. It was really hard to find time to stitch. I'm like 2 projects behind, so I'm gonna have to double up a couple days, and I'll get there. It's hard to work on a project for a couple hours and then set it aside. Like, that's kind of sad. So I'm excited to get back to actually being able to like focus a few days on something. I'm actually considering doing, after I'm done, doing something. I've been thinking maybe Lila's Studio Let Freedom Ring, which I've started previously but didn't get a whole lot done on. I'm thinking of picking that up and working on it through July 4th and maybe doing like, because I think I'm going to be done with the 50 things on like June 11th, I think. So I was thinking of maybe dedicating time exclusively to a project for a couple of weeks. And I don't know, like maybe just kind of doing a monogamous thing, because I've done 50 starts. I'm kind of over it right now. So that's something I'm still kind of mulling over. I haven't decided yet. No intentions that I would ever get it done by July 4th. It's just that, you know, leading up to July 4th, stitching something patriotic will probably be quite appealing. So I was thinking of maybe grabbing that and really focusing on it and seeing how much I can get done. Because even before the 50 starts for Stitch Mania Spring Fever, I would tend to work on something for maybe like 3 or 4 days, maybe a little longer here and there, and then move on to the next thing. I haven't very often just focused on something for like 4 weeks straight or 3 weeks straight. So I want to see like how much progress I can get done on that, and that could be cool. So that's definitely something I'm considering. I also thought about the Early American series by Little House Needleworks. I've completed 1 of those, and I have 8 to go. I've started a second one. But those actually stitch up really fast, and I think that, you know, Lila's Studio Let Freedom Ring is such a big piece that's going to take me ages that maybe I would rather dedicate time to that one. I feel like I've been rambling. Let me show you what I've been up to. First of all, I won a giveaway. Lori at Mischievous Stitches had hosted a giveaway, and I won it. And I got this beautiful sampler. It's GGR Catherine Thomas 1868. It's a redwork sampler. That's kind of a dark picture, like not a great picture of that. But go watch Lori's video and you can see her finish. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So she sent me this, but then she also sent me the floss that she used that I'm going to use too, because it is also gorgeous. It's DMC variegated 115, 100, 115, 115, whatever. And it's a beautiful deep red with lots of variegation, and she sent me that. Whoops, sorry. She sent that too. She sent me 5 of those, which should be more than enough to finish that. So that's the first giveaway I've won I think. Yeah, it has to be. I don't think I've ever won anything. So that was super exciting. And then haul. I just have a little haul because you guys know I'm, you know, trying not to haul all the things. And actually, that's one thing I'll say about 50 starts for Stitch Mania. I have like no intention of doing any haul because I'm just like, I'm so like constantly starting new things. I'm not like bored by any means. And I don't have time like to think about more projects. So like I've not wanted to buy anything. But somebody on, I was scrolling around on Instagram and someone had posted a picture of like what they were working on. And I saw their needle minder and I was like, gotta have that right now. It was, the person was Mama Jack Makes. And she, again, posted like one of her whips, but she had a Goonies needle minder. And then she tagged the seller, and so I like immediately ran to her Etsy. I found more than just that one needle minder that I had to have. So the seller is Grandma, Grandma, Grandma Girl Designs on Etsy, and definitely go check her out because she actually has some really awesome stuff, especially if you're into like pop culture stuff. So first of all, the needle minders I ordered came beautifully packaged. I'm dropping stuff. They came in this cute little bag. And these are the needle minders I picked out. So the original one was that I wanted the Truffle Shuffle needle minder from Goonies. But I also found this Princess Leia one that I had to have. And then this Stand By Me needle minder. Let's just stop for a second. My all-time favorite movie is Stand By Me. I actually have a lot of movies that I hold, you know, in very high esteem, way, way up there. But Stand By Me is my ultimate favorite. And whenever I'm asked, like on a poll or something, what's your favorite movie? It's always Stand By Me. That is my favorite, without doubt. I watched it a ton as a kid with my brother, and it's so funny because we use some of like the quotes from the movie, like because the kids, you know, when they're insulting each other and stuff, we use like those quotes constantly, like without even realizing it or knowing we're doing it. I love that movie. That if you have not seen that movie, go watch that movie. I love that movie. So anyway, those are my new needle minders, and I'm actually kind of obsessed with all three of them. And I haven't used them yet. They appear to be of utmost fabulous quality. So they came really, really pretty packaged. She included this cute little like thank you card. It's super like 80s. Cracked me up. That's so 80s. I love it. It reminds me of that mall game. Remember that game in the 80s? It was like these kind of colors, and it was about a mall, and there was like, I don't know, there was a phone, there was some boyfriend game too. And then she sent me this freebie. It's a little Yoda eraser. I'm honestly, I'm kind of confused about this. I don't know what's going on here. It's a plastic matchstick. I don't know if there's something I'm supposed to know about that or do with that. I'm very perplexed. I don't know. I assume it was just like a placeholder for the eraser, which is, I don't know. What is this, guys? What is this plastic matchstick about? And then while I was at her shop, I also, she has some patterns too, not just needle minders, and I had to buy this pattern. Like, I don't know why. I saw it and I started cracking up, and I was like, I have to have that and I need to stitch that. So it's Simpsons Star Wars mashup, which, how great is that? I wonder, Michelle Bendy Stitchy, I know you're a Star Wars fan, obviously. I wonder if you're a Simpsons fan too, because I think you would need this pattern. It's called I'm a Star Wars. And sorry, I printed it in black and white. But, if you've seen the episode, you get it. I'm a Star Wars! And if you haven't seen the episode, I'm sure that makes, like, no sense at all to you. So, if you're a Simpsons fan, you're probably cracking up and maybe need to run and grab this pattern, which I think this pattern will stitch up so fast. Like, maybe 2 days of stitching. I'm going to do it, like, on black, like it was charted. Yeah. Okay. So, that was my little haul. One pattern. That's all I bought in the last few weeks. So, and just a couple needle minders. Total impulse purchase. Like, I didn't mean to. I wasn't going shopping. I just stumbled across something, as you do. You all know that Instagram enables us. Like, whatever. Okay. And then I wanted to show you guys something. I was talking last video about Christine at Stitch All the Things had sent me a very, very generous, kind, beautiful gift. And I didn't want to show it because I didn't want, I don't know, I didn't want anybody to be sad that they didn't get one, or for her to get harassed with people saying, make me one, make me one. But then she contacted me and she's like, you can totally show the gift. Like, it's fine. She was like, I don't mind. And I was like, okay, good. Because I did really want to show you guys, but I didn't, you know, I didn't want to cause problems for her. So what she sent me was her beautiful, beautiful handmade bags. So the first one is a Beauty and the Beast bag. Look at that. Ooh. This beautiful bag, beautiful project bag. And the inside lining is gorgeous. I love it. It looks like it's a tulip pink. But I mean, I'm no expert. It just looks like her style. This bag is sewn impeccably. Like, it is beautiful. But that's not all. That's not all. She also sent me this bag with her pinup girls. Her Sugar Skull pinup girls. This bag is a little different. It's got a little handle and a clear pocket, and it's like more flat, and it's also just sewn impeccably. So this is kind of the pattern, which it's got a clear on top, so like when I put something in it, it'll kind of cover up these girls. But then on the back, there's more. Oh, it's so pretty. So these were like the two fabrics that I was like just dying over. And so she was like, you know, I wanted to send these to you. I had planned to send these to you all along. So, oh, they're so beautiful. And then Christine had just made a really beautiful bag for her daughter with this same material. But she made her like a car tote, like it's a big like duffel bag for the car, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and she shows that off in one of her videos if you want to go check it out. But that bag was like a lot more work and a lot more equipment and supplies and stuff. I think she said it cost, like, just for her to buy all the stuff she needed for it, I want to say it was like over $80. It was so beautiful though, and I'm sure her daughter was in love with it. Oh, it's so pretty. I mean, this material is so pretty. I know it's not everybody's taste. Like, it's a little edgy and sexy. So I get it. You guys might not all be into it, but I think it's so beautiful. I love sugar skulls. I love pinup. I love that vintage look. I love like rockabilly. So I love it. I love it. And Christine, for like the third or fourth or fifth time, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love those bags, and thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. And once again, you guys, Christine is the bomb. She's the best. Okay, so let's move on a little bit. I've watched just a couple new Flosstubers, just a few. Do you guys do like I do, where your watch list, like you're almost caught up, like you have 1 or 2 more videos and then you're gonna be like caught up and you're so excited, like, yeah, I'm almost caught up and then I can watch some new people. And then like out of nowhere, like 5 or 6 videos are posted from your favorites and you're like, oh, just kidding, not caught up. That happened to me yesterday. I was down to 1 or 2 videos and then like all of you posted new videos. Like, oh, fine, whatever. But I did find time to watch 2 new ones. So the first one was Lollipop Stitches, which I feel bad that I waited so long to watch her because I had heard her mentioned a few times and I like kept meaning, and I follow her on Instagram and I love what she posts, and I just like kept forgetting to go watch her Flosstube, and so I finally watched it. And she's great. She's fabulous. So she's now in my rotation. I think she has either 28 or 38 videos. It might be 38. So I doubt I'm going to have time to go back and like catch up. But I'm at least going to watch going forward, Lolly. And then if if I have some downtime, I'll watch some backlog. But anyway, loved her. And then the other one I watched was Eyre. And his channel is called Marilyn's Boy, like Marilyn Monroe, Marilyn's Boy. And he just posted his 2nd video last night, and I haven't watched it yet, but I will. So go jump on that because he's only got 2 videos, so you can, and they're under 30 minutes, so you can catch up on him super quick. And he is hilarious, like truly laugh out loud funny, and he's cool. He's a male stitcher. He's got Parkinson's, so he's got a great sense of humor about that. But he kind of talks about that in his first video, and how he picked up cross stitching to help him with like his fine motor skills, and he's super into comic books and like the Marvel like universe. Or is it DC? I don't know. I'm not super into that. I'm sorry, Erin. Anyway, highly entertaining, short, fun videos. You will not regret checking him out. I promise. He is so fun. So fun. So those are the 2 new ones. Okay, so let's get to the stitching. Let me just check my notes. I think that's all the stuff I needed to... No, I wanted to cover one other thing. My last video, I titled it, Did You Catch the Borat Reference? And I don't think anybody did. And that's okay. My boyfriend has been, like, has this thing about Sacha Baron Cohen. He, like, before he was really famous, like, here, he used to do, like, sketch shows, and my boyfriend had, I don't know, stumbled across him and watched him. I don't know. He used to watch Borat all the time, even before the movie came out. And it's like inserted itself into our everyday conversation. And so I said a Borat line, and I didn't even know I did it. And then when I was like editing my video, or no, I was looking for like screen grabs, and I heard myself say it, and I like died. I couldn't believe I did it. But after, I don't know, I showed something. I showed a project, and then I said, very nice. That's from Borat. So that was the Did You Catch the Borat reference, which I didn't necessarily expect any of you did. But if you're wondering, what the hell was she talking about? I was talking about when I said, very nice. If you've seen Borat, you'll get it. Oh, I also wanted to show you guys. You've probably noticed over my shoulder here. My peonies bloomed, and they are gorgeous. Look, guys. They're huge. Look how big they are. Like, I have big hands. These things are bigger than my hand. They're huge. I only picked 2. There's like 15 on the plant. They smell so good. Oh, they smell so good. Oh, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. So I have 2 peony bushes. We moved in May last year, and when we moved in, I think, yeah, No, they both bloomed, but we only got like 3 or 4 blooms last year. Like, it wasn't like super impressive. I was kind of like, oh, that's it. Okay, whatever. And then they like didn't look pretty after like a week. But this year, I don't know what happened, but we have like 20, I mean, we have like 15 blooms and then like 20 more buds that still have to open. So we are like super peonied out. So one of them is pink. It bloomed first. And then yesterday, the white one bloomed. I haven't picked any of those yet. They're so pretty. Okay, let's get to the stitching. What have I been working on for Stitch Mania Spring Fever? If you all remember, Ginger at Gigi and Stitches challenged me to 50 starts for Stitch Mania. We started early, like a week and a half maybe early before May, and we're continuing through June. She's been keeping up too. I've been watching her. She's keeping up on all of hers. But we've been kind of chatting. I think she's a little tuckered out too. Also, I am so sorry that I have not posted any of these new starts on Instagram. I mean, I've already got like 30 something and I haven't posted any of them. And there's an excuse for that because, you know, I work Monday through Friday all day. And then, so the weekends are traditionally when I have time to like photograph my projects in good light. But last weekend, Memorial Day weekend, I was out of town with company, so I didn't get to it. And then the 2 weekends before that, it rained Saturday and Sunday all day, like dark, gray, dreary, so it wasn't good light. So I think this weekend, it's beautiful and sunny out. It's actually going to be really hot. I think I'm going to finally get them photographed, start uploading them to Instagram. So prepare for a flood of pictures. Like I have a bazillion. All right. Here's what I've worked on since my last video. First is a terrible black and white picture of Kanicki's. This is an Etsy seller. Kanicki's Prim? Let me find the name on here. It's Kanicki's, K-A-N-I-K-I-S. The pattern is called Raven Moon Nevermore. Here's a kind of bad black and white picture of it. I bought this for the Edgar Allan Poe Sal. I think it was EAP Macabre Sal for Bewitched Stitches. What is going on with that, by the way? There's Bewitched Stitches, and then there's the Stitcher's Coven, and there's been some falling out, and now there's 2 groups, and I belong to both of them. I'm not picking sides. I don't know what's going on, guys. It sounded very drama-filled. Okay, here is where I got, oh yeah, it goes this way. This is the beak. This is the bird's beak. I didn't get incredibly far. I'm going to do it with DMC because it would take way too many skeins of specialty floss. And this is I believe this is Weeks Dye Works. I want to say it's straw. It's got that kind of grungy look to it. I think it's Weeks Dye Works straw. So again, with the 50 starts and only getting to work on these for one day, the progress isn't exciting. Very rarely do these look like anything. Next, I started on a pattern that I got from the Gift of Cross Stitching e-magazine. This is Double Dutch Sampler by Sampler Cove Designs. It is so beautiful. The colors, it's charted in silks. I think they're either NPI or Gloriana. Let me see what she wrote. Gloriana. It only uses 3 colors, 3 Gloriana silks, but I couldn't be bothered to like track all that down. So I think the colors chosen are just beautiful together. But I wanted to do something kind of crazy with it. So I picked a weird fabric. This is Picture This plus Vesper. And then I went through all my silks and I just settled on 3 that I thought coordinated together. I settled on Dinky Dye's Cabernet and Dinky Dye's Choco Latte and Karen Waterlily's Cocoa. So these are the 3 colors that I picked. So I've got my light, my medium, and my dark. And these, and I haven't decided yet if I like it. Again, the original is so beautiful. I probably should have just stuck with that. I think I like it. I think I like it, but I think I have to get more done before I can know for sure. And that's how far I got. I'm going to keep with it. But those are my color conversions. I don't know. What do you guys think? It works, right? It works, but is it, you know, it's not as eye-catching as the original, but it works. So I don't know. I'm not going to change it now. I'm going to keep with it. But if I stitch like a few more of the motifs and I'm like, well then maybe we'll switch it up. All right, next I worked another from the Gift of Stitching e-magazine that's no longer available. This is Star of Mine by Diane Williams of Little House Needleworks. That's very pretty. I'm doing this on, I don't know that I know what this fabric is called. It's a 28 count Witchelt, and I think, you know, I got like a bunch of fabric linen that was kind of unnamed. So it's one of my mystery ones. It's like a light dusty blue. And I didn't get terribly far. I started the roof of the house. Again, guys, these aren't, they're not exciting to show, you know. It's like, I guess it's probably more exciting for you to see the beautiful pattern of what it's going to be. But just seeing this little triangle that I stitched is not terribly thrilling. So that's why at least we can kind of move through these quick, because there's not much to see here, is there? Okay, this is a primitive hare. You can get this on her Etsy shop. I got it in the April 2017 Just Cross Stitch magazine. But you can buy it as a PDF on her Etsy. It's called Believe in Dreams. Actually, I think she renamed it. It might be called something else. But in here, it's called Believe in Dreams. That's a lot of white I gotta stitch. This is on, this is the one, I bought this fabric on Etsy, and I think I told you guys before, I was so confused because it says, the color is called Swamp, hand-dyed 40 count linen, but then it says, Picture This plus the primitive needle Ichabod Seaberry. So maybe it's the pattern is the primitive needle Ichabod Seaberry that you're supposed to use this Picture This plus Swamp on. I think it's Picture This plus Swamp is what it's called. So it's a very it's kind of ugly, guys. It's actually really ugly. It's just this ugly green brown, but it's gonna work for this pattern. So all I got is some white stitches, and oh, they're so tiny because it's 40 count. Oh my god, this was my first time stitching on 40 count. And actually, you know, I stitch on 36 count a lot, so it wasn't like a huge leap. But these stitches are so much tinier even than my 36 count. They're babies. But I liked it. I liked stitching on it. It was enjoyable. So 1/2. Look, and you guys know how it's hard to stitch with white. Look, they're so tiny. They're so tiny. The coverage, unfortunately, is not fabulous. I think I'm stitching with antique lace. Yeah. Gentle Art Shaker, antique lace. It's not covering super opaque, but there's no way I could fit 2 threads. And it's okay. I'm okay with it. I think it's going to help with like kind of the grungy look of the unicorn. So it's fine. It's fine. Love that 40 count. Okay, and then it was Saturday, I believe it was May 19th, the royal wedding. You guys, it was beautiful. The royal wedding, Harry and Meghan, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I really was impressed with that wedding. Everybody's talked about it, whatever, you guys know, but it was so pretty. It was so pretty. So I decided to kind of tongue-in-cheek, I decided I would do DMC Henry VIII because he had 6 wives. So talk about a royal wedding. This pattern is beautiful. I've owned it for over a year. I lusted after it. I bought it and then I was like, oh, it's so big I don't want to start it. But I finally started it. It's a beautiful pattern. I mean, look at the rich colors. It came with an Aida and I don't like Aida, so I swapped it out. I went and got it's an MCG Textiles 32 count linen and oyster. I know their linen is not great, but I think it's fine for something like this. And so I stitched on this during the royal wedding and I got, like, I think a fair amount done. It's not going to look like much to you, but it's more than like 20 stitches. This is Henry's crotch. Right here. I started right in this center. So this is the royal crotch. It was really fun though. Like, it's a fun little stitch. It's not little, it's huge. But it's fun. I can't wait to get into their dresses because I'm on this crotch right now, but look at those beautiful dresses. Super pretty. Very thrilled. And then I've been, I've owned this for ages and I've wanted to start it and I finally did. That's the beauty of needing to do 50 starts for Stitch Mania. You can get to all those projects. This is Plum Street Samplers, Nantucket Girls Sampler. And it's a big pattern. The stitch count is 422 by 242. It's a biggin. It's biggin. But it's not full coverage. Like, look how sparse those stitches are, right? Like, it's huge, but look how those words will stitch up real fast. There's not a lot of solid stitching. Like, there's a little bit here, you know. So, although it's enormous, I think it'll stitch really fast once I, like, put my mind to it. I'm doing it on the called for Lakeside Linen 40 count vintage buttercream. So this was my second foray into 40 count and I'm obsessed. The picture this plus 40 count is a little difficult. And this is true in general of their picture this plus, especially the 36 count. I'm trying to think how to describe it. It's like they're around their holes. It's like it's puffy kind of. It can be hard to see, especially with darker fabrics. I like it, but it's a little difficult. It's a little fussy to make sure you're in the right hole. Now this Lakeside Linens 40 count, it's a light color, so that helps, but their holes aren't puffy. They're very smooth. It was delightful to stitch on this. It was easy to see, even though they're little tiny baby stitches. It was super easy to see what I was doing. It was a joy. It was beautiful. I'm obsessed. I have other Lakeside linen in 36 count, I think, that I'm obsessed with. And now I'm obsessed with their 40 count. Basically, moving forward, buy all the Lakeside linen 40 count is my motto. I'm doing this in DMC. It's charted in silks. Look how many freaking silks, guys. No, thank you. That's probably $200 in silks. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm doing it in DMC, and it's still glorious and beautiful. So there you go. That's what I got. That's the ship. I started in the middle, so I started with this little border and then counted over to the ship. And so I'm working on the ship. Look at my little baby stitches. This is one I certainly did not want to put away. It was very sad. All right, so then it was Star Wars week because the Han Solo movie, which is just called Solo, came out on Friday, the 25th, I believe. So I made that whole week Star Wars week. So first up, we got Nikki Pattern on Etsy, Nikki, Nikki Pattern. We've got, I call it Tattoo Darth Vader, because it's that tattoo style. I'm doing this on 28 count Monaco. It's just white, very white. I don't even know which way this goes. I think it goes this way. It doesn't mean anything to you guys either. That's how far I got. I know, nothing to see here really, right? And then I did Nikki Pattern Tattoo Boba Fett. Oh, I should probably show you guys. I'm wearing my Star Wars shirt. Oh my god, you're not gonna be able to see it. I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. Here. And it's got Boba Fett on it. Right here. Let's feeling festive with Star Wars today. So, also on 28 count Monaco in white. And I got that. Oh, that's 3 colors. I know it doesn't look like much, but that's 3 colors. It's this. So one thing about these actually is they're going to stitch up really fast. I thought like they're 118 by 136 approximately stitches. And I don't know, for some reason I thought they're going to be really dense. They're going to take forever. That's stitching up really quick. So I don't think that's the case. Whenever I can get back to it anyway. Next is, I can never remember the seller's name. Hold please. Hold please. Because I wrote it down on here. Hardcore Stitch Core on Etsy. Hardcore Stitch Core. It's called Bless This Hive. Bless This Wretched Hive of Scum and Villainy. It is going to be a real quick stitch. Also, this got distorted. The pattern is actually more like a long skinny than like a wide fat. It got kind of distorted when I printed it. But that's like what it's going to look like in the colors and stuff. I'm doing this on a 28 count. I think it's Carolina linen from Charles Craft. And this is as far as I got. At least it looks like something. Scum and Villainy. I didn't want to put it down because I know I can actually get it done really quick. Like, there's not much to it. That's all I could get done that day. And then I got another Nikki pattern, and this is called Clone. It's a Tattoo Stormtrooper. And again, 28 count Monaco in white. And this was as far as I got on that one. Not a lot to see there. And then for the actual Friday the 25th for the movie, I'm stitching, I I got this little kit. It's a Star Wars cross stitch. It came with this little booklet with a lot of patterns in it, and a lot of floss and some like Ada. It was like a little kit. I think I got it from Costco. And I decided to do this one. It's Death Star by John Lohman. I hope that's showing up okay. But here's the problem, guys. It was dark and I couldn't see what the hell I was doing. Because I'm stitching it on 36 count Fiberlicious Velvet Sky, which is a very dark navy purple. And I started stitching it and I just couldn't see it. I could not see it. So I don't know if you can even see, I got like a couple stitches in, and then I decided to stop torturing myself. And I'm going to come back to this because I feel like it didn't get a fair start. So I'm going to, today or tomorrow with the sun out and everything, where I can kind of see what I'm doing, I'm going to come back to it and give it a real start, because I feel like that wasn't really a start because I couldn't see anything. All right, and then we're almost done, by the way, if you guys are getting a little fatigued. All right, so I made a substitution. Of the 50 projects I had picked, I've only subbed one. First of all, it's one I was never really thrilled about. It's a Lizzie Kate, a tiny little Lizzie Kate. Would have been able to stitch it probably in a day, but I wasn't thrilled about it. And I had the last video I showed my haul from the thrift craft store, and I had gotten this You and I and Friends pattern. It's called Prairie House, and it was a kit. It came with all the floss and the linen, and I showed this in my last video. And I decided I wanted to do that, so I subbed it for the Lizzie Kate. Side note, Lori at Mischievous Stitches stitched this and showed it off in her video. And I watched it and loved it, and I still didn't make the connection because I bought this afterwards and I didn't notice. And then a couple of you pointed it out on my video. Hey, Lori just stitched that. And I was like, yes, she did. So go watch her video if you want to see what this looks like finished. This is a little bitty kit. One thing I did not know, looking at this, I didn't know there's a bazillion specialty stitches in this project. So, because you can't tell in this cute little picture. It's not all cross stitch. There's a lot of specialty stitches, so it's going to be a little challenging for me. So I'm stitching it on the linen they kitted it with. It looks to me like it's just a natural. And I started the house. And it's not going to be terribly exciting, but I started the house. It's a variegated, that's all variegated London Fog by Weeks. I believe it's by Weeks. So there's my little start. But again, I'm a little intimidated with all the specialty stitches in that one. All right, and then it was a literary week. So all of these are going to be novel focused. But I know it's Saturday, but I am 2 behind. So I haven't done Thursday or Friday's projects, which are also literary themed. But what I did get done. Another one from Gift of Stitching magazine, On the Moors with Emily Bronte by the Sampler Girl. So this is Wuthering Heights. This is on that 28 count Charles Craft Irish linen that I was complaining about in my last video. Is so uneven. It's a joke. They're not squares, they're rectangles. But I think with this pattern it'll work, it'll be fine. So here's where I got on that. I got I did this little bit here, this top of the tree and a little bit of the words. And then, I wasn't done with the Bronte sisters yet. This is Mrs. Pagati on Etsy, Jane Eyre. Oh, it's so pretty. Now, one caveat, I also bought her Lizzie and Darcy, and they are a little more zoomed in and detailed. This one is a little more broad. And so this picture is beautiful. This is what the print that she based the pattern off of. But then there's a second picture, which is a little more realistic of what it's actually going to look like. And it's still going to look really cool, but it's a little more like pixelated. So as I started stitching, I realized like it's not going to quite look like this one. And then I kind of was like, oh, I see. Okay. Like where I started to notice the difference was her ears. Like look at her ears. Look at her ears, how it's just like this like strip of color. And then look at this one, like her ear. So this is like a, you know, just a more pixelated form. But it's fine. It's still gonna look awesome, right? I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. So I'm doing this on Picture This Plus Vesper 36 count. It's beautiful. I thought it kind of matched the color kind of perfect. So that way I don't have to stitch all of this. Like this is called for like DMC. I can skip all that. So here is, these look really weird until they come together. I promise they're gonna look good in the end. I promise. It looks a little funny though, at first. Like when you're like, that pink is really pink. Like, I'm not sure about that. All right. And then, Brooks Books, Little Women. I started with Meg March, but I am going to do all 4. So there's Meg, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to do all 4 in a row. And I'm doing this on 28 count Monaco tea-dyed. I think I got enough progress on this that it actually looks like something. There's Meg. So these will stitch really fast, but the dress, I mean, the dress is going to be like, after I stitch the red sashes, I just have to fill it in with a ton of peach. So the dress will take a minute, but it'll be easy. So these are very petite, smaller than I realized. They're 80 by, no, they're not even that, 45 by 67. So just cute little things. So those will stitch really fast, and I think it's already turning out so pretty, and I'm very excited. And then my last project. Part of the reason I'm 2 behind is because on Thursday, I was only 1 behind, but I started this project on Thursday and I knew I was so close to a finish that yesterday, Friday, I continued with this one. So I actually worked on this for 2 days and I finished it. And that's why I'm now 2 behind instead of 1 behind. But it was worth it because I have a finish. I need my bell. I need my bell. I've got to finish. Who would have thought during Stitch Mania I could accomplish that? And this is a small pattern by a seller on Etsy called Lupine, L-U-P-I-N-E, Lupine Lane. And it is a Handmaid's Tale inspired pattern. And I've actually stitched this before with the called for colors, which was like on a white Aida with like, I think this was dark green and whatever. I wanted to stitch it. I stitched that for a friend. I wanted to stitch it for myself. And I wanted to get a little crazy with it. So this is Picture This Plus, I believe it's 32 or 36 count Gothic. And then I pulled Fancy Floss and just totally changed the colors. And I love it. I love it. I love the way this came out. This is a Ship's Manor limited edition floss that it doesn't even have a name on it. And I'd had it forever because I wasn't quite sure how to use it. It's just like a bright blue. And I like the more muted colors. And I was like, what am I going to do with this color? And then I held it against here and I was like, well, that looks really pretty. And then what's fun, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but it's actually quite variegated. And so it gave it a much more interesting look. On the skein, it just looks like a kind of solid bright blue, but it's actually variegated, subtly variegated, and it looks so good. I think it almost has like a chalkboard look to it, this pattern, or this whole piece. I think it's so pretty. I'm so excited. And that's why I had to work on it a second day and finish it. Beautiful, beautiful. And I'm gonna frame this up, and maybe next time I'll show you a fully finished object. So, all right, that's it. That's what I did last night. So today, I'm probably going to start 2 projects to get myself back on track. And then tomorrow start 2, and then I'll be back on schedule. So I'm not too far behind. But that is it. That's all I've got for now. I feel like there was something else I was going to tell you guys, but I can't remember what. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Happy stitching, everybody. Bye.